You can get your Godzilla vinyls at Big Bad Toy Store at the link in the description down below. Pokemon, Kaiju, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello there, collectors. It is Steven here, and I'm bringing you another Godzilla Bandai vinyl review. And this time we're going to be taking a look at the movie monster series, Biollante. A fan favorite finally gets another vinyl figure after years of being off the market, with the only previous one released being a boxed figure, which was highly sought after. And to be honest with you, the sculpt, well, let's just say we had a Biollante figure. However, this time around, it is a tagged release, and it's actually going for about $25 or so. With that in mind, is this thing any good? Considering modern-day Bandai vinyl figure quality, that is a very legitimate question. So, let's take a look to see whether or not she's worth adding into your collection. Typically these days, Bandai figures have a great sculpt, but the paint application is a bit lacking, and unfortunately, Biollante is in that camp where the sculpt is really nice, but the paint application does leave a bit to be desired. Admittedly, we do have some nice paint apps, whether it's going to be the metallic orange for the bulb in the stomach, or we do have the nice beady eyes. But when we look at things like the tusks coming out of the mouth, or the hind tentacles, if you will, we're going to call those larger vines, that are missing complete teeth and mouth paint, you really have to question exactly what Bandai is trying to do here, aside from cutting costs and really making what essentially looks like a lazy figure here. But at the end of the day, Biollante does look great in the sculpt department, and I do have to say, for fans looking to pick this figure up, that is exactly what they're going to be getting. So enough of the overview of Biollante. We're going to take a bit of a closer look here, starting with the head. And like I made mention, those metallic purple eyes look fantastic. There's just a minor bit of paint slop, but to be honest, if you're upset with that, you need to have a talk with your doctor. Now, when we take a look at the mouth, the teeth, they look fine. We do have some bumps and spikiness going on in the mouth, which is accurate to the movie, and I know folks really do like those details. And again, the tusks coming out, we do have 3 on each side, but unfortunately, the paint is only going to be on half of them. A modern trend with Bandai is that they are only going to paint portions of the figure that you can see looking directly head on. Nothing underneath, on the underside, or on the back of a figure, which is why the hind large tentacles aren't painted at all. So shame on you, Bandai, for not taking the extra 5 seconds to paint all of those tusks. Anyway, moving on down to the abdomen area, we do have that metallic orange core, which looks great. It looks very webby, it looks alive almost, and it responds so much so very well to light. This is a very cool feature of the figure. Now, taking a look at the 2 large tentacles that are going to be to the front of Biollante, those vines, we do have the mouths there that are painted rather well. They have white paint for the teeth. Relatively speaking, no slop. And as we take a close look at them, we can see smaller vines coiling all the way down around them to the base of Biollante for both of them, which looks fantastic. Overall, Biollante sculpt is amazing, whether or not it's going to be smaller details like the thorns of the rose characteristic of Biollante, or we're going to have other smaller vines coiling all the way around Biollante, even coming up from the base of Biollante, which looks great, by the way. Tons of small details here, whether or not it's going to be a small crevice or whatnot, or we even have the leaves, which are supposed to represent the dorsal plates from the Godzilla cells for Biollante. A lot of fun detail to be found on this figure. Now, for the hind 2 large vines, or tentacles, whatever you want to call them, for Biollante, no mouth paint whatsoever, which is a big faux pas. Why Bandai decided to not paint this, I don't know. It was super simple. All we needed was teeth paint. Anyway, as you can clearly see here, Biollante sculpt is great, but at the end of the day, they just did not do a very good job when it comes to paint. Now, in terms of articulation, Biollante has just a few points. We do have the head, which is on a swivel attached to the neck on the body, so you can spin it around if you would like. And the two front vines actually have swivels, so you can spin them around if you want for some reason. Now, Biollante is made of a softer vinyl, so if you want, you can squeeze it and you can squish it and you can kind of get Biollante to do something there, though it's not really a point of articulation. I'm just pointing this out. Now, Biollante, of course, does come with a hang tag, and that is just going to have a picture of the suit, marionette, whatever you want to call it, on the front. It's going to be accurate to that. It is literally a picture of that, almost a still from the movie. On the back, it's just going to have a caricature, sort of Biollante. Some of the vines creeping out over some grass there for Biollante, and Godzilla vs. Biollante movie logo, all that fun stuff. And on the inside, just some copyright information, including some reinforcement that Bandai will not help you with customer service outside of Japan. Now, to wrap up this review, here is a size comparison where you can see one of the big flaws with this figure. It is small. It is very small. If you are looking for a Biollante that is going to terrorize your shelf, this is not the figure for you. Yeah, unfortunately, one of the key characteristics of Biollante here is that it is large and it is menacing, and this is not going to be the vinyl figure for you. So, buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Overall, Biollante's sculpt is fantastic, though the paintwork does leave a little bit to be desired. Obviously, the articulation is just kind of a bit of an afterthought, and the sizing is not very good. Overall, this figure really only fills the hole in the hearts of fans who absolutely must have a Biollante in their collection, but they're not able to get the X Plus or the SH Monster Arts in terms of having a somewhat in-scale Biollante to terrorize the other kaiju on their shelf. Otherwise, for younger fans who just simply want a Biollante, or someone who's saying, hey, it's a Bandai Biollante, I want that, you really can't go wrong. Realistically speaking, this does have some redeeming qualities to it, but this is one runt of a Biollante. Well, folks, that's the end of this review. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow me on social media to catch more behind-the-scenes shenanigans and updates. The end card should be popping up now with more hand-selected STR goodness for you to watch, so check out some of those videos. Be sure to check the description, too, to see where you can buy this figure or others like it, and some cool links, like the credits for this video, and other ways you can help out the channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.